Hi guys, so I have another tag for you, and this is my top 5 books that I'd like to see made into movies tag. It was started by X Obsessed Reader X, but I was tagged by Lee at Not Entirely Human TV. And basically, you just choose the top 5 books that you've read that you'd like to see made into movies. This was difficult because a lot of the books that I really wanted turned into movies have already been optioned for movies. So things like Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, that has been optioned for a movie. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So Divergent by Veronica Roth, Mortal Instruments. So, a lot of the books that I've read that I think would make great movies have already been optioned or, coming out. So it was hard. There are quite a few books I've read on my Kindle that I would like to see made into movies, but I haven't chosen those. I've chosen physical books. So the first one would be Whiskey Beach by Nora Roberts. I don't think this is a very obvious choice, but I don't know if you guys know, but quite a few of her books have been made into like TV movies for TV. Things like Caroline and Moon, Northern Lights. I think about 8 of hers have been. So they're not big blockbusters or anything like that, but I would love to see this one made into like a TV movie just because I loved it so much. I'd love to see it on screen, and I really hope that they pick this one up to make it a TV movie of hers because I loved that it focused on Eli, who's an attorney that's been accused of his wife's murder, and it's him trying to prove his innocence and while trying to find out who hurt his grandmother, who's breaking into his house, who's murdering detectives, private investigators, that sort of thing. I think it would be a great TV movie. The next one I like to see made into a movie is Jane by April Lindner, and this is a contemporary retelling of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I'm a huge Jane Eyre fan. Jane, I absolutely love. It's one of my favourite books. It's basically Jane has been orphaned. Her brother and sister don't want anything to do with her, and she has to find a job to support herself, and so she becomes a nanny. And in this, Mr. Rochester is a famous rock star called Nico Rathburn, and I would love to see it adapted for the screen because there's so many versions of Jane Eyre, as in historical versions, true to the book versions. I'd love to see it updated for a new audience. I think that'd be really, really interesting. So we'd love to see that. Then I'd also love Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake. I think this would be really interesting because it's a YA horror novel. It wouldn't be like going to see Saw or something like that at the cinema. I don't like those types of films, coincidentally. But I absolutely loved this, and I'd love to see a YA horror. I'd love to see like Anna portrayed on screen. She is, the first time you see her, that is super scary. Like intense. I just love to see it done, and especially the house and how creepy it is. I think that would be really, really cool to see. The way it's written is very visual anyway. You can picture it really well, so it doesn't have to be made into a movie to it to be clear, but I think it would be amazing to see it done. Another one of my favourite books I'd love to see made into a movie is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I'd love to see it because our protagonist is a female assassin. It's kind of a Cinderella inspired novel. I just think it would be really, really cool. It's almost like the Hunger Games in that there's this competition to become the king's sort of assassin, and I think it would be really, really cool to see all the tests they have to go through while the mystery of who's killing contestants, what's going on in the castle type thing. I think it would be brilliant. And the final one that I think would be a fantastic movie is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I think this would be a good movie because not only is our heroine a cyborg, but it's the setting of New Beijing, and her friend, is it Aiko? I'm not sure how you say the name. Her robot friend, the prince, just everything going on. I think it would be a brilliant movie. So those are my choices. I would have chosen a few new adult novels that I've read on my Kindle. I would have chosen Wait for You by Jay Lin, probably a few others, but that's the one that springs immediately to mind, is that I would have liked to see Wait For You turned into a movie. So those are my choices. Let me know down below which books you'd like to see made into movies. I'm definitely interested to find out. And my voice is going to go. So I'll see you guys soon, and happy reading.